Hey guys, and welcome to your weekly energy update. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about the new moon and the solar eclipse that's coming along with it. And be sure to stay tuned till the end for your pick a card moon message. Hello and welcome. If you guys are new, hi, hello, my name is Astaria, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 key themes that you need to know about during this new moon cycle, and this new moon is also going to be a solar eclipse. So let's talk about what that actually means first. One, this new moon is actually going to be in the sign of Libra, and Libra is bringing in much needed balance, and we'll get into this a little bit deeper as we get into the reading. But the solar eclipse, so what's going to happen is the moon is going to pass in front of the sun, and it's going to leave the ring of fire. So this is a ring of fire solar eclipse. So you see the sun on the outside, so it looks like that ring of fire. And what happens is when we have eclipses, the moon, the sun, and the earth all come into alignment. Ooh, I just realized it's all happening in Libra season. We're getting balance and alignment at the same time. Yo, huge energies for manifestation. Letting go, purging, upheaval, which we're going to talk about here in a second. But there is a little bit of misunderstanding that I believe a lot of people are afraid to manifest and do things on the eclipses because it's such heavy shadow energy, which again, if the moon is interacting with the sun that close and the earth is that close as well, then of course it's going to be more intense. So people are always like, oh my God, it's so dark. It's so heavy. It's so much shadow. Like, why would I want to manifest? Well, because you have the sun, the moon, and earth all in alignment. If all 3 are in alignment, why wouldn't you want to get in alignment with that and start setting forth new goals? Now, usually eclipses will set us forth over about a 6-month period. We're starting the eclipse season here on October 14th, and then we will also have a lunar eclipse to follow. And then usually there's about a 6-month gap until we have the next eclipse. So what we want to do is we want to think about where we want to be 6 months from now and use that as the manifestation guide. So if you do want to manifest, we want to think bigger and brighter than just a 2-week moon cycle, or a 4 moon cycles are like 2 to 4 weeks with the new moon. So bigger than a 2-week moon cycle and a bigger than a 4-week moon cycle. So think as big as, where do you want to be in 6 months, and use that as your tool to manifest. So that's just a little breakdown of what the solar eclipse is. And a new moon, if you guys aren't familiar, it's just a new cycle. It's a new chapter. It's a new door opening. We always set new intentions. So a good time for beginnings. But let's go deeper into what this actually means with 5 key themes. So the very first theme we're going to talk about is this is a time of heavy upheaval. Let me say that again. This is a time of heavy upheaval. Can't get those words out. I'm telling you, this is a time of heavy upheaval. It is, and as we talked about, the deep shadow, but what is good to know is, since we already are aware of this, we're going to get extra more grounded. We're going to focus more on our self-care. We're going to really pay attention to our spiritual discipline, because, if the sun and the moon are that close, it's you've got light and dark. It's going to bring up shadow energy, but why does it happen? So it comes to the surface so it can be released. So huge time of purging, letting go, deep shadow work. Where a lot of people miss the mark is that they get lost in the darkness, and then this is why they think eclipses are bad, because they're like, it was so heavy, I got so angry, and I got so sad, and I was so frustrated, and I was so irritated, and they don't know how to work with the energies. But we're not taught this, right? We're not taught, when we end up here, to ground back down, to come back to our center. So that's why I was talking about grounding can be really good this time, and meditation is good to keep the emotions well-rounded. So if you don't already do a daily meditation practice, this could be a good time to start one, just to get through eclipse season. Because when a heavy upheaval is happening, but we're made aware of it. We're like, okay, I am not my emotions. I am not my thoughts. I'm not going to let this get the best of me. I'm going to breathe through this, and this too shall pass. And then you can start to purge stuff out of the body, out of the cells. You can start to release the stuff. So this way, 6 months later on that next eclipse, you're not dealing with that same stuff again. You're like, nah, I released that back in that October eclipse. I didn't let it get the best of me. I knew about that upheaval. I did the shadow work. I faced the shadow and I won, right? So that's what I'm talking about. So it can be a huge time for accelerated growth when we don't want that heavy upheaval. Gosh, I cannot say those words today. When we don't let that heavy upheaval get the best of us, right? And we can choose to shift more into the light and let go of that dark. All right, so the second theme we're going to talk about today is cosmic balance of relationships. Now, I do want to highlight this. This is relationships of all kinds. This can be a partnership. It can be a friendship. It can be a business partnership. It can be a romantic relationship. It can be a family dynamic. It can be the relationship with yourself. There is not one set of, oh my God, relationships. She's talking about me and my partner and it's love. Sure, if love relates to you, absolutely. But I'm not closing this into just romance, because Libra has the scales, and so the scales get tipped all of the time, right? There's that push-pull energy, and they go up and they go down, they go up and they down. But with Libra balancing the scales in our favor karmically, and when I say that karmically, there is no good or bad, right? There is no bad. It's a very neutral set point. Like in karma, all is fair, right? There's no, that we zoom out of the ego and look at things from that higher perspective, like the higher self. And there is no judgment coming in of like, oh, well, this is good or this is bad. Like with sure, the higher self, that's one thing too. But even with karma, it's like everything is just and fair, whether it's good or bad, if you want to relate it that way, right? So the karmic balance is the karmic relationships are being balanced from multiple different perspectives. I want to say this is coming in from ascension energies. We have so much going on astrologically, and like Pluto's then going to be ending retrograde, which we're going to talk about at the end, with the eclipse season with Libras. Like there's so much like dynamic duo energy going on, and all those energies that it's like, oh, here's the balance I need. So as things get balanced, this can go multiple ways. It can bring in divine harmony, but it also can bring a time of letting go, depending what is needed. Because remember, karma doesn't see good or bad. It is just and fair. And if this person, this place, this thing is not in alignment with you, bye. Karma's going to say time to go. But if this person is, and let's say they're, or this job or whatever it is, and it's just not in your energetic field, karma will bring it to you. It's cosmically balancing what needs to be there in divine energies. What will fall away, and what needs to stay will stay. So let go of control this time. Allow the universe to bring in those right energies and let go of the ones that are no longer serving you, okay? Now, the third theme we're going to talk about today is, we're always talking about chakras. I'm the chakra coach. I relate everything back to the chakras. I feel like if we can balance them, we can get a control of our whole being, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. So I always like to talk about what chakra gets affected during a moon cycle, and we're going to talk about the heart chakra this time. In the collective energies, the heart chakra has been opening and opening and opening and opening and opening. And sometimes it opens too much. It's like pop, and then it's like, whoa. A couple of things can happen here, because this feels like it's been happening over the last 2 to 3 weeks in the collective. Okay, so take this as it resonates with you. I've been picking up on this. So it's been opening again, probably to balance the energies about what's to come with that cosmic balance. But sometimes it's just blasted open, and then there's this pause of stillness before you vibrationally upgrade. Also, what can happen is sometimes it's like so much light, like when you're vibrating that so much light, you become beacons of this magnetic light, and then in can come darkness. So I want to say this, and this may only relate to a few of you, but if things have been going really, 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 really good, and then all of a sudden you feel like you hit a brick wall, don't worry. Like, this is a few day period, grace period before you actually get to the other side of this. Again, the beacon of light, in comes the negativity, and it's even on a vibrational scale of like reaching goals and stuff, you're like 90% there, and then we kind of backpedal a little bit. The universe is like, are you ready? And then you smile in the face of adversity, and then you keep going. Okay, anyways, I feel like that might have only related to one or two persons, so I don't want to get off track here. If that relates, beautiful, let me know in the comments. If not, no worries. But what I want to say is the heart chakra has been expanding, expanding, expanding. And as I see it, it's kind of been frozen here before it just catapults open. So a lot of you are just in this energy of like waiting. But what's happening is when the energies get balanced, it's going to allow it to, even the heart chakra will balance its energies out. So there is a huge energy of taking care of self, self-compassion, self-love. Like I said, even self-care can help around this time. But what is needed in this balanced energy of Libra and all of this cosmic balancing is a head versus heart decision, or a head versus heart swaying, or a head versus heart balanced energy, because it doesn't feel necessarily light or dark, or yes or no, or yin or yang, or masculine or feminine. It feels a little bit of both. Again, as I was saying, that dynamic duo, it's like two energies at play. So there might be a little bit of energy of just, okay, I have to use logic and practicality with emotion and my heart energy, right? And my empathy coming in. And that's probably why the pause is needed, because I literally was seeing the image of the heart opening, and it's kind of stuck. It's probably waiting for you to get some practicality, some like logical stuff, and then it's like, oh, now you get it, so it clicks, and then it kind of comes back together in this balance energy. I hope that makes sense. But anyways, the heart chakra is affected at this time because there's so much going on, so much opening up, so much, again, if we're purging and letting go with that heavy upheaval, the more we let go of the dark, the more we step into the light, which means the more your heart opens. So again, the heart is really affected at this time. So just tuning into your being, what do I need this moment? Slowing down, listening to your body, but supporting the heart chakra at this time is really important, okay? And the fourth theme we're going to talk about is this is a time to transcend the ego. I'm going to say that again, transcend the ego. Because in the eclipse season, we can get lost in that upheaval and all the darkness, and oh my God, this is happening to me. It's not happening for me. And why is the world just crapping on me? Like, why is everything going to shit? Like, why is this all happening? That energy can happen. So do not get lost in the ego. When it happens, you go, okay, who do I want to respond from? Do I want to respond from my ego or my soul? Like, you have that option in every moment, every choice. Decide where you want to respond from. And so don't get in that ego trap during this eclipse season, right? So we're going to transcend the ego to go into the light, because huge energies, if you can stay in this positive solution energy of staying solution focused and going inward and doing the real work, the shadow work, and working with the light energy, you are going to level up big time. Okay, this is like beyond quantum jumping. This is like vibrational upscale. So a time to transcend the ego. Do not get lost in it, because it is like a trap during the eclipse season, and you have that choice to say no, not today, ego. Like, I'm in charge. So just shift back to your soul's vibration. That's what I'm saying. And the fifth and final theme that we're going to talk about is all will be revealed soon. So, and this is going to play out in so many different ways for some of you. Some of you guys have been waiting on answers, you've had questions, you're waiting on divine timing. When am I going to get this job? When am I going to move? What's going on in my relationships? Like, however you've been waiting, like you've been wanting some answer, you've been desiring some outcome, like all will be revealed soon. Again, as there was that pause in the heart chakra, there could be a pause in your own, vibrational story and like what's going on in your karmic bliss, because maybe some relationships need to be balanced, maybe some energies, maybe some things need to come into alignment. So it's like, hold on, all will be revealed soon. Whatever answers you're looking for, whatever answers you're needing, they will be coming. And what I was picking up on by the 29th, which is very beautiful, because the 29th is one day after the full moon. The full moon is, so the next moon we have is the full moon on October 28th, which is going to be a lunar eclipse. The day after a full moon, the moon goes into waning, which means the moon goes into waxing. The moon goes into waning. I was having a moment there. I was like, why can't I remember? The moon goes into waning, which is exactly when we do release work, at the day after the full moon. And so that is the time of letting go. So it's like after we get through that heavy, the heavy upheaval, So we might have to even sit in this energy so that heart chakra blasted open for a couple weeks. And then I'm telling you, it's like all of a sudden when it clicks back together, it clicks. And it's like, oh, I get it. Aha, clarity, things come together. So all will be revealed soon. You should know towards the end of the month. Again, it's like full moon, lunar eclipse, 28th. Answers are coming the 29th. We have Halloween, the veil super thin on the 31st. Like so much going on towards the end of the month, okay? So those are the 5 key themes that are going on during this new moon in Libra. Ooh, you know what? I forgot to talk about Pluto. So let's do a bonus. I want to talk about Pluto has been in retrograde. I believe it's since May 1st. And guess what? Pluto is going out of retrograde on 10/10. So a couple things I want to talk about. What does this mean? Why do I even need to know about Pluto retrograde? Pluto retrograde talks about death, sex, and transformation. So we've had this longer retrograde going through a lot of change and transformation, and Pluto also relates with Scorpio, so Scorpion energy. So if that relates to like, oh, it's intense. It's beautifully intense, Pluto and Scorpio energy. So there's a lot of deep letting go, a lot of deep transformation, a lot of like deep knowing on the soul level. This retrograde has been very necessary on the soul level for learning some karmic lessons. And so finally, that book that's been open is going to close on 10/10. But what does that mean? 10/10. Oh my God, it's Pluto's going back direct on 10/10. There's a huge portal that day. If anybody relates with the angel codes, we have 10/10. So 10/10 is like so 11/11 is the awakening code. We see it with twin flames, starseeds, the light workers, empaths, they go through awakening. And that's like the major code. But then it's like the minor code is 10/10. So it's like, ooh, I'm going through another beautiful upheaval in my awakening. I reached another peak. It's like you get to the top of the mountain, it's 11/11, but you hit all the peaks, 10/10, 10/10, 10/10, 10/10, 10/10. It's all the peaks in the mountain are the 10/10s, and then you get to the 11/11, it's the top of the mountain. So it is the minor of the spiritual awakening if we're talking about major versus minor, but this is huge. Like one's a new beginning, 0 is creation. You put them together, it is complete alignment. So to have Pluto go back direct and out of retrograde on a portal day, like, yo, again, a lot of cosmic energies at play. This is a very intense month. Like we just got out of like 7 planets retrograde, and then it was 6, and then now we're in 5, and it's like little by little, again, it's just peeling back the layer of the onion, like one more layer gone, one more layer gone. And that's a metaphor for the ego as we're going through all of the shadow energy with the eclipses as well. So there's so much happening, beautifully happening, divinely happening in this month of October. You should know that all is well. Everything is planning out just as it needs to be. And just continue, breathe, do your breath work, do some meditation, develop that spiritual discipline, whatever you need to get through it. But 10/10 is also going to be a time to like manifest. Like, oh my God, on this portal day, I definitely manifest. This is opening doors of creation. It's like a spiritual oneness of creation. And so whatever you want to create, especially with Pluto retrograde ending, it's like, yo, that's done. Now I'm going to plant a seed for something new. So again, 10/10 creation, we're looking at the eclipse for 6 months. So go create the life you want. Like, where do you want to be in the next 6 months? Manifest it on the 10/10 portal. Tap back into it on the new moon in Libra, which is the solar eclipse on October 14th. They're just days apart. Like there's so much like new energy you can tap into. We have to go through the dark a little bit of murky waters. It's just what happens with eclipses. But then it's like, oh, it's this bright, vibrant white light I've never seen before. And it's so beautiful. And I can create anything I want over here. It's magical. So definitely like, don't be afraid to let stuff go, but you have to step into the new. Like, I don't want to say you have to because I don't ever want to tell anybody what to do. But it's like you don't want to just let go and then not fill it up with something new. Because you don't want to leave a hole there and it's like, well, what now? So then we're going to replace it with something new. So that is what we have in store for this new moon in Libra. And now we're going to jump into a pick a card message. So I want you guys to decide on a number between 1 and 3. And whatever number you decide on will be your strongest moon message. And I will have timestamps in the description of the video. So you guys can just jump straight to your number. So let's get number 1. Ooh, we had one peek out. Okay. I guess we're going to get them all out real quick. Let's get number 2. Okay, got 2 cards. Let's get number 3. Beautiful. Okay, if you chose card number 1, your moon message says, push through any insecurities. Okay, heavy water energy with the Cancer moon in the card. But again, insecurities could be rising heavily at this time because as we are doing the deep, dark work of the shadow work, it's going to bring in all insecurities up. It's going to bring in anything in the shadow. It's time to transcend. It's time to let go. It's time to purge out. So if all of a sudden you're feeling really insecure or really jealous, you're comparing yourself to others, you don't think you're good enough or whatever's going on, no, that's just in you. It's part of your shadow. Send love to it instead of judging it, instead of trying to be like, oh my God, you're wrong for feeling this way. Know that it's okay. I might be extra insecure at this time. I'm going to send myself love again, as we talked about working with the heart chakra, because it's really needed at this time. So know that you're not just all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm crazy. Why am I feeling this? Why is it so much right now? It's so intense. You're not the only one that's feeling this. It's collective wounds that we're all going through, but just focusing on your self-love and loving all of those parts of your shadow will help bring in a lot of balanced energy. Okay, card 1. All right, and if you chose card 2, you got 2 cards. It says keep your heart open. Oh, of course it does, because what did we talk about? The heart chakra is needing balance. We also have a go wild, but I love it because this is a full moon in Libra. Libras are, Leo. This one's Libra. We've been talking about the new moon in Libra so much that I've just said Libra so many times, another L word. Well, we have Libra and Leo, so let's talk about that. So Leos are actually ruled by the heart that says go wild, that lion. They have so much compassion and caring and nurturing in them. So of course, keep your heart open is going to go in alignment with the Leo energy. So I also want to highlight keep your mind open, because what was going on with the heart chakra is we had to balance the head and the heart. So as much as I want you to keep your heart open to maybe people from the past returning, opportunities coming back, time to refix some things, whatever's going on, also keep your mind open with no judgment and just let go, control whatever needs to happen, let it happen. Because the ego will come in and try to well, this is not correct. I want it this way, blah, blah, blah. But go wild in the imagination, explore your fantasies, go into what your deep desires are. And maybe that's even a manifestation you want to think. There is no wrong answer, and there is no door that's shut. So when I want to say this go wild energy for you is really talking about true manifestations of what the heart desires and what you're longing for. That emotional satisfaction that you need and deserve. So one, there's a couple energies coming in. We got 2 cards, right? Keep your heart open to energies. I don't know, people, places, things, situations, environment, something's going on, but also keep your mind open as well. And then go wild with those manifestations. Go after what it is you're longing for in that heart, okay? And if you chose card 3, it says release your blocks. And look at this. The moon is in Scorpio in this card. And as we talked about, Pluto rules Scorpio, death, sex, and transformation. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's more than time. It's been more than a time. Been more than enough time. Release those blocks. They're not serving you. Why are you still holding on to them? What are they doing to help you? Ask yourself these questions in a deep meditation. Whatever's going on that's blocking your life and causing resistance and not bringing you into more blissful, joyful, abundant energies, how are they helping you? Why do you need them? What would be the opposite if you didn't have them? How could your life benefit if you release them? These blocks are only of the mind and of the ego and of the shadow, and the heavy upheaval could be going in and releasing what's no longer serving you, purging. Again, it's the eclipse season. So ask yourself, 1, is this my energy? Because it might not even be yours as an empath. But 2, release it. Let it go. Transmute it with love. Send yourself love. And work through those blocks, because they are more than ready to go away. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. And it's a beautiful place to wrap up today's video. So if you got anything out of this video, do me a favor and hit that thumbs thumbs up button. This way I know you got something that resonated. If you guys haven't yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's a bell too. You want to hit the bell and turn on all notifications. I don't want you guys to miss out on any upcoming messages. The next message just might be the message that you need to hear today. Hi, my loves. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time, be blessed.